battle itself is hell. You're on a battlefield, bro. Oh no, spraying bullets. The PTSD, bro. All that shit. Reapers, what's is good? It's your boy Laser. He's back with another reaction video. He's on the reaction content. So I continue to laugh. He has ranked in the top 10 people who have seen hell. You should include me in this video, bro. If you enjoy the reaction content, you should want reaction videos in the future. You should hit the like button. You subscribe to the notification bell icon. I also stream every night on Twitch. Go check out streams, fucking amazing. Let's dive straight in this video.
Please do it now. Okay, hell, what is the crack? Starting off, this woman went to hell and saw Whitney Houston. We have Linda Ngorja at number 10. 28-year-old Linda died during a brief illness and went to hell where she saw her parents burning in fire. Great. They weren't the only familiar faces she saw either. She also saw Colonel Gaddafi and Whitney Houston. She said that she was allowed to leave hell for a second chance at life, but was told that Muslims and Catholics would end up here if they didn't convert to Christianity, which doesn't really make any sense. Linda's story made her a celebrity in Sierra Leone, where two people stabbed one another over whether or not they thought her near-death experience was true. Sure. Coming into number 9, we have a World War II soldier's version of hell.
Dude, I'm sure every single one of these soldiers have seen hell. I mean, you're like, the battle itself is hell. You're on a battlefield, bro. Oh no, spraying bullets. The PTSD, bro. All that shit. No, like, war's scary as shit. I think war is hell. War literally is hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at these soldiers, bro. Look at these soldiers. They've seen it all. They've seen it all. You see those, like, pictures before and after? Before and after war? I made, like, a TikTok on that, bro. They go from looking handsome to fucking, oh my god, like a monster out of my sewer that's full of shit.
1943, George Ritchie woke from his hospital bed where he had medically died of pneumonia. This is when Jesus showed up and gave him a guided tour of the afterlife. He showed him that hell was, surprisingly, a bar. Lost souls grasped at drinks being swilled back by the living, but they couldn't have them. He then saw other corners of hell as perpetual brawls and aggressive, brutal sex. Blimey. Apparently he was awoken by a Holy Spirit who told him that he had 45 years to publish his testimony. It's a generous deadline if ever I heard of one. Coming into number 8, we have Robert Light. Robert Light uploaded a video to YouTube claiming that God had showed him heaven and hell in a dream. Watched 33,000 times, he describes the horrors of hell to the internet. He said, "What I saw was a dark place, a place of weeping, a place of gnashing of teeth, a place of regret, a place of pain, and a pleasant mourning." He said there were a group of people who were there crying in anguish saying, "Oh, why didn't anyone warn us that living life after our own desires would end up here?" I'm not really sure what kind of feedback he was getting because he disabled the comments for the video. I'm thinking people
Yep, disable the comments so people don't realize how, like, goofy you sound.
People didn't really like it. Coming into number 7, we have Reddit.
People can't comment how goofy you are.
𝐍𝐴𝐵. This contributor to Redditor says that her aunt relayed a horrifying near-death experience to her. She medically died during an operation and floated above the operating table. Absolute classic near-death experience stuff right there. However, instead of floating towards the bright light, she floated above what 𝐍𝐴𝐵 called a very large chasm. Now this chasm was in the middle of a very bland field of dirt. The hole was deep and dark and she couldn't see to the bottom.
Look at that hole, bro. Look at that pit. Oh my god. Can I take a piss down there? And zip and that's a fart, my bad, sorry. Let me shit down there as well. I'm sure the fucking shit turd frogs down there will enjoy it. There's always frogs in sewers. I love frogs, but holy shit, sewer frogs, they be going crazy. Eating all this shit down there.
Her aunt then relayed seeing a beautiful field of green grass but out of her reach. She then began being pulled down into the chasm. Now her niece says that a pair of hands reached out in the blackness and started pulling at her, ripping her flesh from her legs and her feet. Her aunt then said that she saw herself in hospital again and she was revived. Ugh. Coming into number 6, we have the account of Angie Fenimore. Angie has been very forthcoming with her story, sharing it with a number of national news outlets and using the experience to make real changes in her life. Angie attempted suicide in 1991 when she was 27 years old. She says that as she was slipping away, she was subjected to a life review. Again, absolutely classic near-death stuff. After her life review, she was surrounded by a cold darkness that seemed to go on forever. She was then in some kind of dark open field surrounded by roaming lost souls. These were too sad to communicate with one another. Luckily, she came through it, and in the end she wrote a book on her experience. She later became a life coach. I guess it goes to show, guys, you can be really, really low, but you can turn your life around.
No, it's true. Like, dude, our imagination, like, is a little savior of God. Like, our imagination can do all that's asked. And to all the people that are in a shit situation, just know your imagination can save you from any circumstance you're in. Like, if you can imagine something, you can achieve it. Like, if you can conceive something, you can achieve it. If you have a vision of it being like a fame, whether it's fame, whatever it is, if you can see it here, you can hold it here. There's nothing you can't do.
Hell is a burning cauldron, according to
Imagination, faith, those secret creations.
Rajiv Parti at number 5. Even doctors can go to hell, it seems. Dr. Parti was the chief anesthetist at Bakersfield Heart Hospital in California. Unfortunately, he himself needed life-saving surgery from septic shock. During his surgery, he said he floated out of his body and felt a jolt of pure fear. He said that he heard screams of pain and anguish as he looked into a flaming canyon filled with burning flesh. He said a voice spoke to him, telling him he had lived a materialistic and selfish life and that he had lost all empathy. He was then given a second chance by angels who told him that he was destined to be a healer. He was then given his second chance and he turned everything around. I don't like this. Matthew Botsford describes flesh-eating demons at number 4. Great! Matthew was attending a business convention in Atlanta in 2013 when he was shot with an Uzi submachine gun. Matthew was involved in a random attack as an angry man sprayed shots onto the pavement. He described the pain of the bullet as like a needle in the head. However, that is nothing compared with what was to come next. Matthew said, "Immediately I shifted from the temporal realm I lived in to the eternal realm of hell. Aged just 20."
Why does everyone think hell is like, I know, like, why does everyone just, like, compare hell? Like, when we think of hell, like, why do we always think it's just, like, fire and, like, goddamn, like, lava, like, all that shit? Like, why do people never think of hell as kind of like a fucking, who knows, like, hell could probably be, like, fucking, I don't fucking know. Hell could probably be, like, nothing how we think it looks like. Like, it could probably just be a place where, like, what if hell, technically we are living on hell right now. Earth is hell, bro. This planet's fucked up, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the thing, man. Most people nowadays just, like, whatever journey you're on in life, I totally didn't steal this from Joe Rogan, but it's like, enjoy the journey, man. Enjoy the chaos we call life, you know what I'm saying? Like, life is hell itself, you know what I'm saying? You never know what the fuck's gonna happen. If you're not where you want to be, just enjoy the journey, you know what I'm saying? But, why do we always think of hell as fire and bah, like burning alive, you know what I'm saying? We never think of hell as fucking, I don't know. Hell could be a place where, like, we see our worst memories, or maybe, like, in hell we see everything we did wrong in life for eternity, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just watch a slideshow for eternity. I don't fucking know.
28 at the time, Matthew spent 27 days in an induced coma. During this time, he was shackled over a glowing red abyss. He said there were 4-legged creatures roaming in agony and screams of lost souls pierced the air. The red abyss rose to become visible magma, which burned his limbs off one by one, although they kept on growing back and then being burned off again. Ugh. He also said demons with sharp teeth ripped into his flesh. Luckily, what he describes as the hand of God brought him back. From that day, he has a renewed belief in God. Now sadly, Matthew's friend and business associate wasn't so lucky. He died on the spot right there on the pavement. Let's hope he didn't go to hell. From flesh eating to flesh tearing. Great! We are talking about Howard Storm's experience at number 3. In 1985, Howard was
I thought they said Howard Stern. I was like, wait, what?
Professor of art at Northern Kentucky University. Like a lot of people, he used anger as a coping mechanism and never really thought about trying to better himself. On the evening of June 1st, Howard very nearly died aged 38 as a result of a perforation of the
Walmart Dr. Phil
stomach. He slipped into unconsciousness and saw figures beckoning him into a haze. He followed them and they pretended to be kind to him. They then urged him to stay with them. Now eventually the figures got very aggressive, verbally and physically. The shadowy figures taunted him and eventually began to claw and bite him. The whole situation culminated in him being eaten alive. Luckily, Howard awoke and felt a renewed love of Jesus. Coming into number 2, we have Vula Ryden. Vula believes that both God and the devil speak to her and use her as some kind of vessel. Good. Now it first happened in 1985, which seems to be an important year for big hell reveals. She said that she was writing a grocery list when an angel came and embodied her. This angel then showed her visions of both heaven and hell. Now she says that sometimes the devil possesses her and uses her hands to write. She also claimed that the devil showed her visions of the destruction of the World Trade Centers in 2001.
What? That's random as hell. That's so random as fuck, but I mean, that was hell, so.
And it looked a lot like hell. Are there any more celebrities in hell? You betcha. Our number 1.
Literally every celebrity nowadays, it seems. Selling your soul for fame, so stupid. How do you even sell your soul for fame? Like, how do you actually do that? And like, imagine selling your soul, bro. Imagine selling your soul to the devil. Like, bro, we're God first. We're God's people. You know what I'm saying? God all the way. But it's like, how do you actually sell your soul? How do you actually do that? How do you actually do that? The fuck?
Saw a few shocking hell residents that you might recognize. That's right, coming into number 1, we have Angelica Elizabeth Zambrano Mora. Yes, that is her full name, but let's just go with Angelica for short. Angelica was 18 when she died for 23 hours. She said that Jesus showed her hell where she saw people on fire begging for mercy. Who else did she run into? Firstly, Michael Jackson. Why was he there? Well, apparently he replicated demons in his dance moves. Jesus alleged that he had actually made a deal with the devil for fame and fortune. Who else was there? Well, none other than Pope John Paul II. Why? Jesus said that he liked money more than the truth, which, I mean, maybe that is the truth. It seems that Angelica thinks that Jesus took her there to tell the world that hell is real, but who knows? So guys, that was the top 10 people who have seen hell. Once again, I'm not religious, so while...
Well guys, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Guys, which one of those people that have seen hell was most interesting to you? I've seen hell, guys. So many times. Now, if you enjoy the reaction content, these are more reaction features need to do. I'll see you next one. Peace.